We were going for like a cutesy chocolate boy type.
Translation of Apar to Alan was happening. It was happening live.
Literally remove the lip and then match it to what he was saying. We had one shot with Joe, one with just Nella. We haven't used any AI softwares in this film, but we had actually made AI versions of all the HODs. Hi, I'm Kanchi Kanani and I'm the creative director at Film CGI. And we did the VFX work on Control.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Singh and I was the associate director on the film.
Hi, this is Arpan here, Arpan Jaglani. I'm the managing director at Film CGI, studio based in Pune and Kerala.
Hi, my name is Gaurav Mukunda Morvakar and I worked as an assistant director and a UI supervisor on Control.
You're watching India's VFX revolution on IGN India. It was hectic, but end result was like amazing, but the process was really hectic. So it was a lot of work, something all of us have attempted for the very first time. So yeah, it's a one-of-a-kind film experience that we've had.
I think it's a path-breaking film because it's something, a very non-traditional visual effects films, what we generally aspire to work on, heavy sets and a lot of CGI stuff. It actually felt like a very easy job in the beginning, but it turned out to be a monster at hand. And so I feel it's a very beautifully, very path-breaking, very different kind of a filmmaking because not the conventional way of cuts or everything. So when we knew that it's just going to be like on the screen, so we are like, oh, how are we planning to get that job done? So I think it's a very different film. And always curious as how is it going to hold the audience in terms of the 90 minutes of running time by just being on the screen. So I feel that it's a brilliantly crafted film.
One example of what was difficult, which again Arpan will talk about it in detail, was doing the deepfake. Because we haven't used any AI softwares in this film, even though the film is about AI. Not possible to use it it's not there yet. So yeah. So what we had to do was we had to shoot, actually we shot it twice, right? The deepfake, this thing. And to match the lip syncing, it had to look little fake, but not too fake. But also, I don't know, it was very tough, very challenging for our artists to literally remove the lip and then match it to what he was saying and to match it to the other dialogue. So that one was a very, very big challenge for us. So apart from that, then I think the challenges was the Alan creation of Alan, getting his lip sync to match Apar's. So even though we had done a lot of care, and this thing was taken when he was doing the dubbing, that was when he was dubbing. But there were still certain places where it wasn't matching, so those had to be manually done. So that we had to be very mindful and keep checking. So those were the two main VFX pressure points. The rest was it was just about, the rest of the film is essentially motion graphics.
So I think two parts to it. One is the idea of including Yashraj Mukhate and Tanmay Bhatt. They were fully between the writer and the director. They came up with a brilliant idea. I think even all of us were like, yeah, that makes sense. But the generic sort of comments, memes, that kind of stuff was actually, I think the reason it maybe feels authentic is because it was made by the AD team. The AD team and my uncle. Like all of the memes and stuff, also him, who was the guy that did all of our graphics and stuff like that. Basically, it was made by young people. All the comments. So we know the references, we know the jokes. So we wrote them and of course they would be checked by the writer and the director and they would approve everything. But I think that's where maybe the relatability comes from.
And there even the director had given us the
complete freedom.
You guys know it's your world. Even with the music video. He was like, go nuts, go put whatever you wanted. So, and he was very okay with it because he knew that we somewhere know this is what would work. it was a very, very daunting task, especially for me, because I'm like, Instagram works. There's a reason why that app works. It's designed and researched beautifully. How do I make something better? In the kind of time I have, how do we do that? So like it was that there was that pressure that, you know, whatever app I make, and it did, first few rounds, it did go where Vikram sir was like, I don't think it's looking as good. We need to, you know, sort of rethink. So that was a lot of like collective discussion that we needed to have to, you know, create these apps which are like, you know, if not better, at least as good than the original. And to have that recall value of the original, like say X with like say Pecker. Like we needed a person to know that this is Twitter. Initially when we started working on the film, we were recreating the apps as is. Apart from Control, which was designed from scratch, YouTube was YouTube, Facebook was Facebook, all of that. Then when Netflix came on board, we came to know we have to change everything. So yeah, that was fun, coming up with fun names and all.
Yeah.
I think we came up with very nice
Yeah, I think we're all proud.
No,
Yeah.
excellent name.
Gramorama, and
Rama, Shepherd,
there were so
Community,
many more
Atom.
which did not get approved
Oh.
by legal.
Oh yeah. We came up with at least
Really
20
fun.
names for each.
The whole operating system, even the doorbell, like, you know, the video doorbell has a name called Wafadu. Okay. I mean, we had to recreate that also. Even the interface inside that app also has been recreated. We don't want any door company also to come and tell, oh, use our design. So, and you know, creating your own universe is much more fun. And to think about it, like, you know, people take years to create these apps. We had to build everything in a very short span of time. Plus, go to the legals, figure out that is this name available. We use कर सकते कि नहीं कर सकते. And then, you know, ये नहीं हो सकता है. Now give me another option. And the name also has to look smart. Like, you know, we just can't, like Shepherd, we just can't go about using any name. So Vikram was very clear. Let's not make a cheap or sasta version of Apple OS. So it has to look slick and cool. So that's why I feel that, you know, it became much more challenging later on. Alan has just been like a on-the-fly discovery. And whatever he's landed, people have been talking about that. He looks like Ranveer Singh. But just by fluke and by chance. Basically, we wanted somebody to look very mischievous, young, and that whole thing where, you know, she's so depressed. And who would she choose as an avatar? Like, you know, would she want to go and select one Gora guy? Or would she want to go and select one Indian guy, but does he look serious? Does he look geek? You know, sometimes you have those personal choices of who do I select as a human being and when I'm in this state of mind. So that's why I think her logical choice of going back to a flirty, fun guy, you know, can make my life much more easier was a choice. And that is why I think we had to, it just landed looking him like that.
But we were going for like a cutesy chocolate boy type, you know, youngish.
We wanted a charming, funny, like, guy.
We knew we wanted him to be brown, like Indian, you know, and then have that playful expression, have that, you know, shaggy hair, because cute, like, you know, these kind of guys don't care, like they have unkempt hair.
Roadside Romeo types.
Yeah.
In our 16 months of post-production, it's like every week there was something new. Like that's when really the boom happened of AI, you know. So we actually reached a point, in fact, I remember even with all of the software that used to update and stuff, that at some point we need to stop to complete the film, right? So at some point we need to be like, this is the timeline of our film. Our film is set in 2023. उस time पे जो था उसके हिसाब से हम करेंगे, because otherwise there's no way we will never finish the film. Like, you know, we just keep updating it. So I also think a part of it was that because we actually did change our Alan. The Alan that we shot with, which earlier we said that we changed it. A big reason of that was also that the earlier Alan was feeling dated after, like, you know, by the time we reached post-production. So.
Plus, even in the film, we had Control, the version she was on, and then the 2.0.
That's
towards the end. So we needed Joe and like the characters there to look way more realistic. So actually that's not an Unreal character. Joe, we've used him as is, and then we've just given certain painted treatments on him so that he looks even more realistic. So we had to show even that sort of, like, you know, jump, like, you know, okay, 2.0 is more detailed. But yeah, like, I think the film that started off as futuristic, we like
became reality.
No, I think little bit we became little dated,
we
right?
only became in fact,
We
I agree.
became little
Totally,
dated.
totally.
So where we were catching up because it was going like so much.
Yeah, every day was a new news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so we created a mock like character. Okay, Alan is created and we think that whatever, like that sort of character was
In Meta
created
Human.
in Meta. And we were there, and while Apar was recording, like there were certain things we had to do, like his lips, chapstick and all, like to get his lips
so that
synced.
it picks up
It
the
picks up.
movement.
Then we figured out only certain phonetics were not picking up, like O. So like we had to do a lot of testing with the live link to see that what's working, what's not. And then again, in spite of all of this, in spite of taking all of these precautions, there were still certain misses which we had to manually do.
So like putting things simply, it is like whenever the live translation of Apar to Alan was happening, which was going to Ananya's laptop, all the things going on in Apar's room were so crazy because it was happening live, that was getting recorded, plus it was getting live on the Zoom call. And yeah.
Basically, the crux of it was that for shoot, the character was first designed in MetaHuman, put into Unreal, mocap data is being recorded into Unreal ke through on Zoom. So what Nella sees is Alan, AI Alan, not Aparshakti. So I think that whole thing to figure out took a while.
And once that was figured out, then just getting it proper everything, because there is a thing called, it captures your face, right? So each and every time if someone gets up, we have to recalibrate the face.
Certain twitches, certain head tilts which weren't getting captured. So this had to be done, like we had tried and tested. Like you have to keep trying different things, seeing what is working, what is capturing it the best, and then taking it from there. So there were different plates. We had one shot with Joe, one with just Nella and no Joe. And then we had to like put the erasing effect. So 2 plates matching them.
Actually, generative fill was not a thing when we started working on it.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember when they launched generative the thing on Adobe, and I remember Gaurav showing it to me, and we were just like,
Sure, great.
oh well, film's done now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a very like, this is reality.
Very like realistic. Because like, what are you gonna do? Just be isolated, sitting in your room, not part of the world. Like, are you gonna do that? And if you do, then which of the 2 evils is better? And it's not a judgment on which is better. It's a most likely, as a human, you will want company, and you will eventually give it. But this is just Nella's story. But like. So basically, the workflow, that's all my favorite part of everything, was so before shoot we had a tech day where all the HODs came in and we were like, okay, let's all together hash this out, figure out what's the best way to do it. We tried a bunch of things and it started to we felt like we figured this out. But then it was the director's idea, very very good idea, to do a mock shoot of the full film. So we actually shot the whole film in office over 2 days with a stand-in actor, so that we know what we're doing and we don't go on set like, just, trying this for the first time. And it helped everybody. And those 2 days in office were crazy. I mean, it was like there were so many people there, and we shot like in one room. We had made like Nella's room, then like Vikram sir's room was the mocap room, the edit room there was like Alan was sitting there, and then the main office area is where all the HODs were sitting with their monitors and everything. And and in fact during the mock shoot so many more issues came up that we hadn't thought of and stuff. So ended up being a great idea, but like Vikram sir says, that footage of the mock shoot, we have an edit of it also, nobody will ever see. It's just going to be in the archives forever.
And even using all the HODs for the 2.0, if I don't know if everyone's noticed, but we had actually made AI versions of
all of
the
our
HODs.
Yeah.
So the DP, the VFX, Soup, everyone, Vikram sir, everyone's AI avatar was made. But we are very adaptable. So I don't know. I mean, it'll be good and bad. I don't think it'll only be bad. So there is, of course, I'm scared, but I don't know if it's wrong to say, but I'm kind of excited also.
It's fun and scary.
Yeah,
just
it's
like
fun and
humans.
scary.
You cannot
So
predict.
yeah, because I know we as humans will adapt to it.
Absolutely.
Or if it's too much of a threat, we will figure out a way to destroy it also. So like, you know what I mean? Like let's see what it is.
Yeah,
So
I
for
think
there, there's
like,
excitement.
yeah. Like I think that it's anything that feels like it could become something unimaginable will always be scary. But I also feel like, I mean, like she said, firstly, I think either way we'll adapt and we'll figure it out, like we always do and we always have. But I also feel like that's probably how people thought about the internet when it first came out, or you know, like that's what they thought about, like phone calls or taking a flight, you know. But now it's so normal and second nature to us, and yeah, all of them also have cons, which I'm sure AI does. I mean, I know AI does, you know. But at the same time, like they're also tools that make life easier. It's just like natural evolution. I
think the best way to work with AI in the future is to learn how much ever you can about it now. So being in the field we are in, I think it's paramount to know what is the future, like what are the things. So like every time there's a new AI software, we should be like, you know, on top of it to figure out kya ho raha hai, kya nahi ho raha hai. Okay, cool, I'll see you when, like, you know, we match here.
But I really feel it's like, you know, the people that understood computers when computers were first made, the kind of understanding they have of computers
Early
is
adapters.
so core because they understand it from the root. Like they are the smartest people, you know. So it's like I feel like AI is kind of in that. I mean, now it's already evolved, I think, but like it's still in that nascent stage where, like, you know, you can have that kind of command. If you have the command over it, it's
You should
fine.
That's what I'm saying. People just open essay without understanding anything, say that, oh, it's scary. No, understand it, na. Be informed and then scared. So it's like that. Like, you know, be informed, see what the software is, learn about it, and then be scared.
Yeah, if you're in this field, you have to keep yourself updated.
Yes, you have
You have
to.
no option.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
using it or not using it is a choice.
People probably felt this way about autofocus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the first time autofocus was invented. Like, people were like, who? But like, you know, now, like, so I just feel it's natural. Like, you know, and you like learn how to live with it. You can watch Control. It's out on Netflix. So please go watch the film that we've put in so much love and care for. And if you'd like to see more such videos, you can also subscribe to IGN India's YouTube channel.